You talked to Darian?
I talked to a lot of people from Sarasota. Got what you need for the podcast withdrawals, my friend.
No. Darian must have told you about that player that I killed in Fortnite last night. That killed your guys. Huh? Yeah, that player is inside of me. See, you're a bad non-binary person. And this player, Mongoose Kaipan, he feeds on bad non-binary people. And he's cracked. He's sweatier than he's been in years. That's why I'm shaking, because right now, the only thing standing between you and Mongoose Kaipan is me, and he's scraping at the battle bus. He's scraping at the battle bus. If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm gonna ready up. And when he's done with you, there won't be any loot left. Don't you understand? Do you understand? Emote, yes or no, do you understand? Oh, good. Good girl. Now, where is Darian? I want to record the podcast. I want to record the Ghost Rider podcast. And you will help me, or I will eat your stinking soul.
The Starbucks parking lot. For more Kratom, more vapes. He's putting together a goddamn army.
Good. And you won't mention to anyone that we play Fortnite, right?
No.
Oh yeah, well that was actually a good answer. Yeah, that was a good answer.
The age of Cage, song of rage, the age of Cage. The age of Cage, starring Nicolas Cage, the age of Cage.
End scene.
Beautiful.
There you
Easy.
go. Easy as can be.
Probably the best recording we've done. All right. I'll tell you right now, we'll get started. I feel like I have exceptionally little to say about the first movie.
We're in the podcast now, right? Like that started.
Oh.
Like,
yes.
Because we didn't say like welcome and everything, so I was just wondering, where your head was at.
Ghost Rider podcast.
Yes. Welcome back to Filmatic. And we have exceptionally little to say about this movie.
Yeah. But don't you love to hear that?
I love if this became an ironic joke, and they right now in the video they can see that it's like 6 hours long, and we're saying this at the beginning of the podcast. I really hope that's not the case, though. Yeah. But I don't think it will be. I think we'll.
You don't want to talk about Ghost Rider for 6 hours.
I mean, I'd love to, but first of all, we should mention that we watched the first one like over a month ago. Like we had a pretty big gap between 1 and 2 because we've been busy.
Sure.
So.
Well, I think there's a reason for that though, which we'll get into.
Right.
I don't know what I don't know. And we're jumping ahead here with rank. I won't go that far yet. But
yeah.
Fucking like the first movie, we'll get into it. It doesn't really leave you. It leaves you wanting more. But not in like the way of I want to watch more of this. And I think that directly, shows how they even pursued development of a sequel to this, which we'll get into as well. Because there's not much going on there. And yeah, let's talk about
it. So, Age of Cage. On my throat. Age of Cage.
It's the series we're doing.
We moved up the Ghost Rider episode, because everything really went into flux when we moved up the cigarettes, children, and Charlie Kaufman episode. Because of David, because that covers Wild at Heart. We wanted to honor David Lynch, who passed away. Why are you laughing when I say David Lynch passed away?
You just were like, it just felt like it was very like, fuck, it fucked up. This guy dying fucked up our whole schedule. We had.
I mean, yes, but like I'm fine with it, and I think maybe it's for the better. Possibly, yeah. Like it might be for the better. So anyway, yeah. If you've seen a schedule on Instagram, you know by now that we've diverted, and we moved up the Ghost Rider episode because it's a big pull. You know, unlike the other episodes, it's a duology, just 2 movies. They're superhero films, which are very consumable to people, and
very not popular right now, though.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard about this.
Right. Well, now we're in the dark times, except for James Gunn, Superman.
We're kind of in a similar time they were in. Time of these movies.
Oh, the time that the recession. You're talking about the economy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, literally. And it directly impacts, but I mean, like, people think like, oh, they just started making movies, superhero movies with fucking Iron Man in 2008.
But they don't know.
No.
And then you get the ones who are a little smarter, who are like, actually, the first ones were Superman, Christopher Reeves, and Tim Burton, right? But everyone forgets these movies, the ones in the middle, the Ghost Riders, Spirit of Vengeances, Ghost Riders, the Punishers, the Daredevils,
Punisher
Warzone, Daredevil, Elektra,
Marvel Knights.
I was
series. Reading up about only 2 of them. They only got
to 2 of them, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it's cool that they brought that. I'd love to see that return. Marvel Knights series, with Marvel characters that are maybe set adjacent to the MCU and have that black label of R ratings and whatnot would be cool. Yeah. But anyway, digress. We'll begin, and we will, of course, begin by talking about the first Ghost Rider film from 2007, right? So, just so, in case for those who don't know, right, maybe you're confused, like, what, oh, man, MCU, this and that, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, now there's another, like, you're confused, right? Basically, Marvel was going bankrupt in the 90s, right? And one of the ways that they were able to not go bankrupt was they sold the film rights for a ton of their movies to a bunch of different studios. So, for example, Sony got rights to Spider-Man and Spider-Man related characters. And of course, Paramount got Iron Man, which is why the first Iron Man movie was by Paramount, because that was before Disney bought those rights back. And so this is one of those movies where it's not connected to really anything else. And it's its own thing. And it was produced by Fox, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where we are with where we are in 2007. Sorry, not Fox. It's Sony, Columbia Pictures. Same as Spider-Man, but see, they didn't tie it together. Would you have wanted to see that?
Yeah.
Would you do it? I don't
they
know.
weren't. Well, that's the weird thing. I don't think anyone thought that was like
necessary.
Something. I mean, also Fox was doing, Fantastic Four and X-Men
right
at the same time as well, and they didn't ever think, what if these,
Well,
it just, I guess, was it something? I don't know.
I mean, Hugh Jackman flew to New York to appear in some kind of cameo in Spider-Man Raimi, the first one, but it just didn't work out because of scheduling. It was just scheduling, apparently. So,
interesting.
Things could have been very different. Maybe, I guess a lot of it is just chance, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, Nicolas Cage at this point, we've covered his early 2000s bangers, Con Air, I guess those aren't early 2000s, right? Late 90s.
Late 90s.
You know, Con Air and Face Off and whatnot. So at this point, he's well known to be. What'd you say?
Thousands. Adaptation is early 2000s, 2001, I believe.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I was trying to paint the picture of like, oh, this is like this point in his career, but I think we're beginning to realize that Nicolas Cage doesn't really have many career arcs. He just kind of does everything that he can and wants to do or has to do because he owes money on a sarcophagus or some shit. Or like what a dinosaur egg or something like that. Something crazy. Yeah. So Nick Cage just took the job. And he was very immersed into it. From what I've read, you know, he was a fan of the character, and it was something that he was very passionate about, as are most things that he does. So of course they casted him, and well, I guess we could just get into the plot. So for those who don't know, again, Ghost Rider is Johnny Blaze. Well, there's been multiple Ghost Riders in the comics, of course. Johnny Blaze is the main one, and he is a stunt driver. He does motorcycle tricks and whatnot with his dad in the movie specifically, and his dad is dying, and the devil in the movie, it's just kind of like the devil, but in the comics it's more like Mephisto, if you guys have heard of that, which is like Marvel's version.
Call him, and he's billed as Mephisto in the movie as well.
I did not see that.
It's not really addressed, and it doesn't ultimately mean anything. Like, I mean, Mephisto is like in the MCU now, right? He's played by that one fuck. Who?
Sacha Baron Cohen. Who you might remember from such banger quotes as "TikTok is the biggest purveyor of anti-Semitism since the Holocaust," I think was something he said recently. So
that's interesting.
You know, just a great guy.
Yeah.
Apparently he's Mephisto in like some sort of Disney Plus show they're doing.
And he has like he's like jacked now, but is like he looks gross.
Yeah, he's like jacked, but he's got like long matted hair and like
he's got like weird like fake, not like abs and not like fake. They're not real abs.
Oh, actually, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like the magazine cover.
Like it's like, but he's doing like the what is it like the thing that like every comedian who gets a role in a superhero movie,
the Kumail Nanjiani treatment.
Yeah,
where they like paste your face onto someone else. Like,
yeah, because they just like pay you to eat fucking like rock and work out for like 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
and then they toss you aside. I mean, bro got that body for what? Eternals, and now what?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's happy with it, but yeah.
Fuck that guy. But anyway, so
it's crazy how they become
like
buff and then they become instantly like talentless and like unfunny, like the comedians and stuff.
Yes, literally. Well, this is what we've got going for us, Nabeel, here at Filmatic.
We might not get cast in any movies, but
we're funny. You saw that intro. Do like a cut back to it.
Cut back to the intro.
Cut back to me Fortnite dancing.
I'm also starting to realize, just as a note, that I think for the intro, it's just way too hard to explain, but it might look a little scuffed. I'm just gonna warn you. It might look a little scuffed because of
what is that?
Well, so I was recording it in this recording application, but I was also trying to read the script at the same time. So it's like, when you're streaming something on Discord and this thing you're streaming is like really big and the windows are small. So when I blow those up, we might be in some low quality resolution. But
okay, that's great.
Just letting you know. But I think, case in point, it may look scuffed, guys, but I'm sure you enjoyed it and thought it was really funny. It doesn't matter. You can look scuffed, but you can be talented.
So, Mephisto, the devil in this movie, is also played by fucking
you know his name?
Peter Fonda.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You're so right.
Which I remember was like kind of a crazy poll.
That is a crazy poll.
So, you know, part of some Hollywood cinema royalty, similar to Nick Cage. We've addressed it, I think.
Who's related, for those who don't know, to Francis Ford Coppola. He's his nephew and changed his name to Cage. Like, after Luke Cage, because he's a big comic fan. I don't know if you knew that. It's because of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Sick.
So, there's a lot of greats in this movie. Who's not great? The beginning of this movie, there's no Nick Cage. And there's a lot of backstory.
I don't mind it. That's my hot take.
You don't mind it?
I don't mind it.
Right.
Let me tell you, I'll give you one reason why. This is not the main reason, but if that came out today, beyond that I don't think that sequence would last that long today, let alone that. But if it did, they would do some de-age Nick Cage bullshit, right? Bring back casting different actors for the same character. Who cares? I think it's fun. Fair. I think it's fun. I was a fan of young Han Solo, even in Solo. I was a fan of, and then because of that, they didn't, in the backlash of that or whatever, they didn't even cast like a younger Luke for this other shit they're doing in Disney Plus. Who cares about that? But they're doing de-aged Mark Hamill. Come on, bro. Like, come on. No one gives a shit. Like, anyway, besides that, I think it's, I think the reason maybe you don't like it is because, again, this is early time. Since 2007, how many origin stories have we seen where the first 30 minutes are, the setup and the backstory? But I think it's necessary sometimes. Most people don't go into Ghost Rider the way they go into, everyone knows Batman's parents got killed. They've seen that 10 times. Everyone knows Spider-Man, his uncle. They've seen it. Ghost Rider, most people don't really know about. I think they should know. I think it's necessary. But also, you could watch Spirit of Vengeance without seeing this, and it gets explained in a cool way, which we'll get to. So, I don't
know. Yeah, I would agree. Let's talk about more specifically what happened.
Right. So, yeah. So, he does stunts with his dad as a young man, like 18 years old or whatever. And
Evil shit.
What type shit?
Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel. No, you cut out. Yeah, Evil Knievel. Yeah, Kick Butowski. Remember that?
Holy shit! That's a pull.
He was our Evil Knievel.
It's true.
But solidarity. Drinking a High Noon. Are you plugging High Noon for the podcast?
We're sponsored.
I can barely read that. It's like 3 pixels.
First sponsor of Filmatic, High Noon.
Yeah, there you go. That's our first sponsor. So he does tricks with his dad and whatnot at the circus. He's a circus freak doing tricks, motorcycle, ring of death, ring of fire. And his dad gets very sick. His health declines. And he says, "Oh man, I would do anything. I would do anything for my dad to be okay." And the fucking devil appears. And he's like, "Want to make a deal? You owe me, but I'll save your father." And he low-key kind of forces him to do it, right? He kind of tricks him into like spilling blood on the paper. But I think he would have done it anyway. Yeah. I mean, that's a cool theatrical thing. But the point is that he made the deal. And lo and behold, the next day, his dad is perfectly fine. Then he goes and he does a fucking motorcycle trick and fucking dies. Right?
Yeah.
So
he cures his illness, but chooses
monkey's paw type shit.
I don't know if the devil chooses to kill him.
See, that's an interesting point that I think is not discussed. That could be discussed because I just rewatched for the podcast the scene where well, should I jump ahead? Maybe I'll wait. I'll get there.
Fine.
Or no, I'll jump ahead. So later on, when the devil reappears to Nicolas Cage and activates him as the Ghost Rider, there's a bit where Nicolas Cage, as an adult man, is doing a ton of insane tricks that make no sense in physics and survives. And he assumes that it's because the devil's protecting him because he hasn't fulfilled his part of the contract yet. But the devil reveals, maybe he's lying, I don't know, but he says, Nicolas Cage is like, oh, all those times it was you who stopped me from dying. And the devil's like, no, that was all you. I'm just your biggest fan. So my question is,
that's kind of,
as a mirror though, do you think that the devil forced his dad to fail that trick and die? Or did he just fucking die? Was he going to anyway? It's interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, that line seems like he doesn't really have power in that way, right? But I'm also like, I don't know. They don't really explain the level of power that he,
which is both slightly annoying in the plot, in these plot things, but in my opinion is overall really fucking cool. Like all the vagueness to like the hell powers and these characters who come from hell, you know?
I mean, and that's even like the spirit of vengeance, the rider. If they don't really explain, I mean, they don't really explain much other than it's like he seeks out evil,
right?
And we'll get to this.
Yeah, and just to finish that point, I know we'll get to it, and we jump around here. You guys know that. That's what we do.
Yeah, we do it. Jump around.
Just to build off of that, jump. Yeah. I think if you were to take a poll of 100 people and said, first of all, most of them, again, my point is that most people don't really know much about Ghost Rider. I think that it would be 50-50 for the average person. Is Ghost Rider a separate entity, or is it just him turning into looking that way? And the movie doesn't even give you a really clear answer. But I think there are hints. I think that there's a lot.
Well, I think the second movie, the ending kind of answers that question.
Right. Well, we'll get to that.
Cool way.
My point is, a lot of this vagueness is both problematic, but also it is constantly overridden by, wow, this is like fucking sick, type shit.
Yeah.
All right. So, moving on. He made the deal. His father dies. He's really pissed, and is just warned that, hey, all you said was curious sickness, and I'll be seeing you down the line, buddy. Also, at this point, he has a love interest who he was going to like run out of town with because he's like sick of living the small town life. But in the grief of everything that happened, he bails on her, leaves her hanging. So that's the young Johnny scene. Now we flash forward. As I mentioned before, he is a big, popular, national sensation, motorcycle driver, trick. But I don't know what the term is.
He's Elvis.
He's basically Elvis. Well, Nicolas Cage is always a little Elvis, isn't he?
He's always a little Elvis. This is the most, we'll get to it. This is a podcast series on the podcast, Filmatic, about Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage in this movie is playing, as people often say about Nick Cage, like he's playing himself. He is playing the version of himself, or the part of himself
that is the most like Elvis.
That he often likes to portray to the world, where he's like an Elvis figure,
right. Whether
that is in real life or in his movies. He's also doing that sometimes. He's really leaning into that here. He's a big celebrity. He talks like Elvis.
And if you've ever tried to do a Nicolas Cage impression, like we have on this podcast, there's a 1 in 3 chance you're just going to sound like Elvis, right? It's like either Elvis, the Joker, or like something else. I don't know. I haven't thought that far out. Yeah. But yeah, he leans into it. This is the first time that he leans into his Elvis persona in film, some might say. He even his costume, I think, is like just straight, possibly Elvis with like motorcycle padding. Oh, yeah. The white thing with the big V-neck. So he's doing stunts. He's surviving again. Do we know? Is it the devil? Is it him being really good? Who's to say? But he runs into his former love interest, Roxanne. She's a news reporter reporting on his big stunt where he jumps over a football field with over 6 helicopters, an entire football field.
It is a little crazy. You would believe that it would be super powered in some way, but
I guess that's a point for revealed. It was the devil.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does that, pulls it off, and then asks her out on a date. You know, he wants to make things right. It's been long enough. The wounds have healed. You know, he understands what he did, and he's like, you know what? It's time for a change. Time to move on. And simultaneously, the devil's son, Blackheart, arrives at Earth. He's looking for the lost contract. What's that?
I was holding a mic.
Well, yeah, you got to say for the audio listeners, you know.
I don't think she's made a Filmatic podcast appearance.
I don't think so.
That might
be the first. But the devil's son, Blackheart, has come to Earth to find the lost contract of San Benghazi, which will like
holy shit. That you just said, I have no recollection. Is that a major plot point of the movie?
It's the MacGuffin. It's the thing that he's looking for that will give him control over the Earth and whatever, you know, turn the Earth into hell or whatever the fuck. So this is it's time. You know, the devil appears right before his date and turns him into Ghost Rider. And this is where as I was describing earlier, he has a conversation with him. I'm your biggest fan. It was all you. But now you owe me. You do this for me, this quest, and I will return your soul to you. And he turns him into Ghost Rider. And he immediately, after turning into Ghost Rider, do we want to talk about the scene of him turning into Ghost Rider? Iconic.
It's pretty fire.
Pretty fire.
It's
possibly the best. It's pretty fire. If I was like a studio executive, or if I was the director, actually, I would take this little sequence, and I would bring that to the meeting to pitch this movie. You know what I mean? To pitch Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider as for casting. Mm-hmm. Because I think he makes some choices that really exemplify why he's the GOAT, you know, and why he's him, right?
No one does a pained facial expression like
you believe that he's on fire. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, you will believe.
You will believe a man is on fire. It's like they literally set him on fire.
You should hire us to write a fucking Ghost Rider movie. That tagline is awesome. How's no one thought of this? You will.
I mean, you can apply that to like any superhero, right? You will believe a man can climb walls. You will believe.
But you will believe a man is on fire. Does not imply that anything a man can climb walls is like a superhuman feat. But the guy just being on fire, it's not. You will believe a guy can ride a flaming motorcycle and then eat someone's soul through his mouth. It's like,
okay.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. So also like when he's turning into Ghost Rider, the Nick Cage unhinged laugh while he's like his skin is burning off. Come on. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Who starts laughing? I don't think any other actor would make that choice and pull it off well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But as he emerges from the state, he's become the Ghost Rider. He fights some of these demons from hell, defeats them, and the other ones escape, and the bike takes off with him on it.
Yeah.
And takes him to the character known as the Caretaker. The old man, played by, what's his name? Sam Elliott, right? Yeah, Sam Elliott. You know, he was in The Big Lebowski. He's been in a lot of things. And he's this guy like caretaking a cemetery. And he knows, he strangely knows a lot about this, he knows that he's the Ghost Rider. He gives him advice on being the Ghost Rider and how to, you know, deal with that, and you know what happens at night when you're near evil and that type of shit. So that character's introduced.
Did we already? And I forget the first time he just a scene I want to hit on, maybe skipped, or maybe I'm out of order here, where he stops that woman from like being assaulted. That's the first thing he does.
Yeah, well, no, the first thing he does is literally fight the demons. Like he literally, it takes him into like it takes him into what's the word? Like a Valvoline or fucking whatever automatic, you know, a car shop, and he becomes a Ghost Rider, and the demons show up, and they actually, there's a shot again. I just rewatched this scene, thankfully, so I know this. They're like, oh, it's the fucking Ghost Rider, and they don't curse. They throw him back into the car shop, and he's hung by his neck on a chain, because it's a car shop, so there's like a chain.
Yeah.
And they're like, and the fire goes out, and it's like, oh shit, they just killed him. And then he comes back to life, and then that's his chain. That's where he gets the chain from. So then he uses that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Then he fights them. Then he touches his bike, and it becomes the Ghost Rider bike. Then he gets taken to the Caretaker.
Yeah. Okay. So afterwards is that scene that I'm referring to?
I think the scene you're referring to is on the way to the Caretaker, if I'm not mistaken. So you're right. Like, I think he gets on the bike, and then he like hears that like that's happening. He does the penance stare. Which for those who don't know, it's really sick. He does this thing where he points at someone who's guilty, gets up real close to them, stares into their eyes, and they stare into his, and he makes them feel every terrible, evil thing they've ever done, as if it was like done to them and like seared into their soul in that exact moment. Which is really sick.
Fun.
Yeah. Can we just let's take a second here, because there's a lot of stuff here where I'm like, I say things and then I'm like, it's really metal or it's like really sick. Where did that go? Where did that go in popular media and like
metal or sick?
Just like in my head, I'm like, I think of like the penance as like a mood board. I'm thinking like the penance stare.
Yeah.
The flaming motorcycle, Creed, and like Foo Fighters. Yeah. Like, can we bring that back into superhero movies? You know, like
absolutely. Well, you know, Woke did this to us. I don't know if you heard about.
Did this to us?
Yeah, Woke. People are saying that Woke canceled Creed.
Are you kidding? Is that a thing? Did they do something?
Oh no, people. Well, just that like I'm specifically with that talking about how they're trying to be like, dude, we're boycotting Bad Bunny show.
But I don't want. But that's the thing.
We're doing
but Creed is not performing at that other one. All right, I don't want Creed to be associated with this shit. You know.
No. But that's what people would think. But I agree, and I think we need to bring back shit that's like another great example. All right. I haven't even. I've only seen. I'm gonna be honest here. All right. I've only seen clips. All right. But I want to watch. Maybe we do Filmatic on it. Fuck it. It's Halloween. I was thinking about watching for this month. Blade. Fucking sick ass fucking vampire shit with swords. Stuff. All right. Dance and blood nightclub fight scene.
Yeah.
It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know
you don't have
if this says something about
anything like that in a movie, a superhero movie in the past.
Yeah, I don't know if it says anything about current events, but I feel like a lot of people are on board with like going back to things that we thought were cool when we were 12, you know, like Linkin Park and like comics and this shit, you know, like let's bring it back. Let's be 10 again.
Well, that's also another, it's funnily enough, another like political theory. What is it? Everyone's 12 now.
Is that a thing? Right. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah.
Where it's like, of course you think it's cool when like the military guys are have big muscles and are
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
gotcha.
Moving on.
So caretaker takes care of him, fills him in on the ghostwriter duties, knows suspiciously a lot about being ghostwriter, and then Johnny leaves to go find Roxanne and apologize. She's not gonna take it, right? She's gonna fucking take any excuse. He's left her standing once again, stood her up rather. But he pulls out the big card. He says, "Look, listen, I am the ghostwriter," and she does not believe him, obviously.
Yeah.
Then he gets put in prison because his license plate from his motorcycle is found at the scene of the crime where he fought those demons. And in prison, we get another sick scene because he's near so much. Well, maybe this is like neoliberal politics, but he's near so much evil in the prison.
Dude, it's literally like a local jail.
Yeah, it's not even like just like it's not like any. It's just the police department lockup.
Yeah, the local like town drunk. In this fucking where does this take place? No clue.
Is it ever said? Is it ever?
No, I think it's probably like New Mexico, Arizona, or something.
Because it's near that. Yeah, the final scene or sequence. I could tell you where it was filmed. Probably, I don't know. We'll look that up. Where does Ghost Rider 2007 take place? It is set in Texas, but was filmed in and around Melbourne, Australia. There you go. So it's set in Texas.
Okay.
Which makes sense. So, he gets put in prison with all the criminals. Yeah. And because it's nighttime and he's near quote unquote evil, he becomes the ghostwriter once again and does a penance stare, I think, on like one of the convicts and breaks out, obviously. Then he has this sick.
It's a new leather jacket.
He gets it from the criminal, right? Is that why?
Yeah.
The leather jacket, even.
Yeah.
And
wait, before that, he doesn't have one at all. Yeah.
No, he does actually. I just saw the scene.
Okay, but it's like
plain. Then he gets the one with the spikes and the
Exactly.
This might be a good time to talk about the CGI and the look of Ghost Rider. Loki kind of dated in this first one. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "It's fine," and then I saw Spirit of Vengeance. All right, whatever you think about.
Okay.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Whatever you think about Spirit of Vengeance, a lot of that budget went into the Ghost Rider design. All right.
Absolutely.
He's got the tar bubbling and shit on the jacket in the second one. Come on, dude. So awesome. Even the skull itself, I think, looks better.
The blackened, like,
yeah. So I think if you saw this first movie, having not seen anything else, you'd be like, it's fine for its time. But once you see 2, and then you go back and watch a clip, it's like it's a little scuffed.
I will say, for me, I think like the fire and stuff, like I don't know, maybe I just haven't like it's doing something different than like CGI in it's just operating differently, like so much more like in modern superhero movies there's so much more like space bullshit happening that like naturally that feels like it's much harder to make that, for me at least, it seems like it's much harder to make that look good. Like it typically all, no matter how much fucking money you throw into it, looks like shit.
Yeah.
Or looks like not real, because it's not real. But like this feels like, even though like in the first one it's not like the best, it still feels like grounded in a way that is kind
let's put it this way. I think like, this is Sony. Let's say that they in another universe they broke out a scene where Ghost Rider meets Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, right? I think that I could look at that scene and believe that they are interacting, right? Even though obviously that's not real. A man is not on fire here. It looks real enough that they are tangible to each other.
That a man is on fire.
They are tangible to each other. Whereas when you watch Avengers and you're like, okay, obviously, like it doesn't even look like fucking Robert Downey Jr.'s on set talking to the Hulk or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. It's like tangible in the universe that it sets up.
Absolutely.
So he has a sick police chase scene, and then he like rides the bike up the fucking building, and then he drives down the building, and the helicopters are chasing him. I don't believe he. Unfortunately.
No, unfortunately.
No, I would not. I'm just kidding. I support.
I wouldn't say anything that.
I wouldn't say anything about that either. Let's censor all that. I remember too. If I remember too, that was censored.
But I was gonna say, the scene with him. Yeah, again, it's like that. Does that necessarily look like believable? But it's also like cool factor outweighs. Like, I'm like, this is awesome. I don't care what I like. Is that like a little more like video gamey? Him like building for sure, but like,
yeah. But I think the difference is that the fact that you even have that thought is because they're still they haven't figured out the balance of comic bookness in this first one. Whereas in the second one, you don't blink. You don't blink when he's jumping from truck to truck, turning those into Ghost Rider trucks. You're just in it for the ride. And that's why I love the second movie so much, which we'll get to. So police chase, he fucking escapes, and his friend gets killed. If you don't know if you remember, he has like a sidekick kind of who like helps him on his tour. Some kind of character who's like a comedic relief. If you don't remember, well, he gets killed when he goes back home. He's like dead. This guy. Yeah, it's fair enough. He's not in many scenes, but he's like his best friend or some shit. And he gets killed.
Okay.
And Roxanne gets taken hostage by the villain. All right. He says, "Bring me the contract of Sanvan Gaza, or else."
Oh my god.
And also there's this during this scene, he tries to do the penance stare on Blackheart, but it doesn't work because he has no soul. It only works if you have a soul. This will become important later. So he goes back to the caretaker, who reveals that it was because the whole time the caretaker is using this like gardening tool, if you remember, and he's like, all right, and then he breaks it, and it's in the gardening tool. I don't know if you remember that. So he gives it to him, and then he's like, hold on. Boom. And he's also a ghostwriter. He's a Slade, right? Slade, I think. Yeah, Carter Slade, who in some previous exposition was the original ghostwriter who stole the contract from the devil, some bullshit. You know, it's in the beginning of the movie, I think. So he's an OG ghostwriter. And he's like, all right, one last ride. And he rides with him to take him to show him where he has to go. And then this is the final showdown in this like kind of little church or village or whatever. He also gets a sick lever action shotgun, which he uses, if you remember. And he has a big final fight, Morty. Again, just all really cool shit. Action's pretty good in my opinion, but it gets blown away by the second movie. He actually gives him the contract, right? Because the villain's like, give me the contract right now or she's dead, right? He's like, okay, here you go. Gets the contract, and the contract gives him the power of 1,000 souls, right? And you're like, oh shit, Ghost Rider's cooked. But guess what? Now he can do the penance stare, and it's 1,000 times more powerful because he has 1,000 souls in him now. Evil souls. What do you think? It's like I'm pitching the movie to like the CEO of Sony.
I think, yeah. This ending shit. This is where the season.
This is where it burns out for you, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yeah. This is where the movie lost. I'm gonna. By this point, this movie gives you very little reason to care about anything other than Ghost Rider. And well, I mean, there are like insane levels of, again, it's weird looking at like a 2025 lens of both of these movies, but the levels of aura farming in the second movie are beyond compare.
And that's the thing they didn't understand in this movie, is that they were like, they didn't think that people wanted just aura farming. They were like, oh, we have to have a story, we have to have characters.
Yeah, exactly. We have to and the story is not good enough for you to actually give a shit.
By the time you enter this third sequence, you're like, all right, just show me the like Ghost Rider scene. I don't care, you know.
Yeah. So how does it end?
Well, guess what? He defeats him with the penance stare, as I said, and the devil appears and he says, good job, Johnny. I'll fulfill mine, because he's a fair guy. He says, all right, deal's a deal. I'll take back your curse, and you won't be the Ghost Rider anymore. But Johnny, he realizes that this won't be the end of the Ghost Rider. He's going to entrap someone else with the curse, right? Just as first it was the old man, then through every generation had a Ghost Rider, right? So he declares that I'm not going to let you do that again to anyone else, any kid like me. And from now on, I'm going to use my power against you and all harm that comes to the innocent. And the devil's like, oh, you'll pay for this. And then disappears. And then he kisses his love interest, Roxanne. The movie basically ends.
Yeah. This movie, as Nabeel has had to, it's not just we did watch it a while ago. For anyone who's seen this movie in your life, do you remember anything from it before we?
Here's my guess. My guess of their answer, if that person exists, is, well, I remember when he turns into Ghost Rider, and I remember when he drove up that building, and I remember when he had the pump shotgun.
When he did when he did the penance stare, and those are the things. He has a cool line. He's a couple cool lines.
He's a cool line
too.
One I remember is when the first demons appear, as he immediately turns into Ghost Rider, and he says, "Back to hell," which is sick.
Yeah. fire. The point.
The point. Okay, so I like this, and maybe this was a Nicolas Cage choice. It seems like it might have been, very, very bluntly. We could check the script, but Nicolas Cage, before he even becomes Ghost Rider, does the point. It's not a Ghost Rider thing; it's a Johnny Blaze thing, which adds to the theories and the debate of how much of him is in the Ghost Rider. Because it's kind of like the penance stare comes from him. He points at the devil when he's a kid, and when the devil appears in the alley before he turns into Ghost Rider, he does the same point, and it's straight aura.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's sick.
I left this movie just like really. Again, just like okay. I don't know. I wondered why this did not leave like a bigger impact on me on it as a kid. Like I know I watched this one, and then I remember that there was like I never watched the second one, and I was like, why did I never see the second movie?
I want you to believe that this. Never mind. All right, go ahead. I'll get to that. Yeah.
Yeah, people want you to believe the second is worse than the first movie, and it's absolutely not.
Yeah, it's only worse in all the ways that don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, this movie does a lot of things that are quite interesting for like a superhero movie, you know. At this time, it feels like this first movie is really trying. It feels like they were trying to do something. I just don't know if they. I just feel like the execution was not there.
I mean, this is an easy critique that I feel like I pass around a lot on this podcast, but it's like feels like a first draft. Give me more. Let's work on this. You know, like you have some stuff here that can be really good, but it needs to be developed, and then it just never got developed enough.
I like that it is self-contained as well. Like it gives you everything you need, you know, with that expression as you talked about, like, and it like if there wasn't a second movie, I mean, we'll also talk about how the second movie is kind of a sequel, but not really a sequel in any way, really at all. Other than Nick Cage is also in it.
Mm-hmm. That's probably it.
He plays an entirely different character. Both.
Not entirely. The way that they set it up, it's plausible that he's been hiding out in Europe for. We'll get to that. Like,
Europe. Why?
Romania or some shit. I don't know.
What you see in? I mean, it's clearly because like with this movie they were like, oh, desert. But in the Eastern European, in the second one, it's like
nightclub.
Where can we film in like abandoned warehouse, fucking like
construction site,
Ukraine war. Like if that's the
construction site, nightclub, ancient structure, like the thing at the end. But yeah.
Russian mob. Okay, so this movie, Nabeel,
what's your
how
rating?
Do you feel about it overall? I forget because honestly, I might go lower than.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna put lower than what I put, which I originally put 3.5 out of 5. And I think I was coping a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I was coping. I was like, oh, there's so much I want from this, and people, like don't recognize it. It needs more recognition, and I gave it a 3.5. But I think really at best it's a 3. For me,
I gave it a 2.5.
Wow.
And just to think about, I know we do this at the end. Age of Cage. what else is ranking a 2.5? We haven't gone that low since National Treasure, which
It's not National Treasure.
is why
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I'm like, this movie is not a 2.5.
Number 3,
because
big number 3.
National Treasure, I'll stand by a 2.5.
We're talking about 2, to be clear, for the audience, right?
Oh wait, what? National Treasure?
You're talking about 1 or 2? National Treasure.
1. I have as a 2.5. National Treasure 1.
Okay.
National Treasure 2.
Me too.
The Book of Secrets.
Book of Secrets, I have 1.5.
Me too. Okay. That movie is, I think, it's not as good as this. It's not as good as Ghost Rider.
Yeah, obviously.
But I've been thinking about the President's Secret book recently. But it's so, I think I like put it there because it's so in the middle for me that I was like, it's in the middle. But this movie, man, I mean, the villain, but like,
if we weren't bound by the 0.5s, I think this would be like a 2.75. You know what I mean?
It is. I'll give it a 2.5.
Oh, you're sticking with a lower rating, okay? I refuse to put it on the same level as National Treasure.
Wait, you think that National Treasure is worse than this movie?
Slightly, 0.5 worse.
National Treasure is so it's so much
nearly
fun.
Enough conceptual things going for it. Even in the action, it's milquetoast. National Treasure.
Okay, but here's the real thing. With why we are here today, all right, which is we haven't talked about this enough for the movie Ghost Rider, but I feel like we have a lot more to say about Nicolas Cage's performance in this movie. It's not that good.
But
it's the first movie. It's not that
good in National Treasure either. It's not the same. It's definitely better than National Treasure.
It is though. Are you saying Benjamin Gates? Benjamin Gates Franklin? What is this fucking Benjamin Franklin Gates? The BFG? The big fucking
all of that stuff is stuff that we put onto it that is like making that character interesting or funny. It's not because he's interesting or funny. In National Treasure, he's barely even Nick Cage. He's just some fucking loser who's like, I kind of care about the Constitution and I want to like fuck every woman in this movie. Like,
no.
At least in this, he has the Elvis. He's got the Elvis. Is the most Elvis Nick Cage. I refuse to stoop to 2.5. It's a 3.
No, dude, he is the Elvis thing, and I do. His performance of Ghost Rider is disappointing. He does the Elvis for Johnny Blaze, and that's fine.
Yeah,
his performance as Ghost Rider is, and that like, I mean, it's weird because Ghost Rider, I mean, he says he doesn't really talk, so
when he does, it's like straight gas, pun intended.
I don't know.
Well, if it makes you happier, if it makes you happier,
there's no aura. There's no aura. He needs
the average of our 2 ratings because it's only 2 of us is 2.75, putting it below the average for National Treasure, which is 2.8. So you won. It's lower than National Treasure on the list. That's only because for National Treasure we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people rating it. So
yeah.
Fuck.
I think this movie, again, specifically Nick Cage's performance, it just lacked it. I feel like you can always rely on him to be something that draws you in, and that is not what's happening in this movie, except for, again, those couple scenes where he and the team really nail it. all right, whether it's like the CGI with it and the scene as a whole, where I'm like, that's a memorable moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is just very, in my opinion, this movie, because again, in my opinion, he's playing two different characters here.
But so what?
What do you mean?
I think if you consider the character of Ghost Rider or the different interpretations, first of all, I don't agree that he's completely playing two different characters. And even if he is
between the two different movies.
Oh, I thought you were saying between him and Ghost Rider in the first movie.
No.
Oh, between the two movies?
No.
I'm more inclined to agree with you somewhat, but I think you can see it. I don't think it matters is what I'm saying. I don't think it matters that you're probably right. He probably did not think for a second anything about the first movie when he was performing in the second movie. But it reads to me as more of a James Bond situation because he has that familiarity with the devil, with that insane ending when he fights him in the second movie. And don't want to spoil the line yet, but he is familiar with the devil. There's a lot of cheeky references to his origins, that doesn't necessarily make the first movie canon or not, but I think it's like, it's like a thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like seeing different James Bonds or different Spider-Men. Like, they all have the same core events,
That's fine. I think that we can let's move into talking about the second. What do you think?
That's a good idea. So Spirit of Vengeance, right? So that was 2007 for the first movie. 4 years pass, and not 4 years. And we get a sequel, and it is directed by entirely different people, as we mentioned. It is written by entirely different people, and everything is different except Nicolas Cage is the Ghost Rider. We get the addition of Idris Elba as some kind of French fucking monk or some shit, and also a boy and a mother who we'll get to in the plot who they are. One of the greatest actors in the world. But it doesn't matter, all right? Listen, none of this matters. Literally, none of it matters because
child acting, the likes of
has there been
has not been seen.
Child actor on Filmatic cover before? I don't think so.
Hunter Park.
So, in when the movie opens with Idris Elba playing the French alcoholic monk in rural Romania. I just confirmed the location because I wasn't sure. It's rural Romania. And he's in a monastery, and some mercenaries show up, and through the dialogue we learned that they're trying to kidnap a young kid named Danny, and Idris Elba is trying to protect him, and he does. But then he's like, we need some help protecting this kid. Who is he? We don't know. And that's when he seeks out Ghost Rider. Now, at this point, we get an insanely cool graphic cutscene. Graphic meaning like it's computer graphics. So insanely cool. It reminds me, if anyone has ever played Infamous, the game, low-key might be done by the same people. It looks that crazy good. It's like 2D mixed with 3D, and it's moving parts. So you get a recap of his origin, again, it's loose. Could it be a recap of the first movie? Yeah, but could it be a recap of the first movie, or is it more like just this is who Ghost Rider is? What do you think?
Well, I think the way to look at it, right, is it's slightly similar, but also not. I mean, because with the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, right? Similar kind of thing. This was happening a lot at the time,
right,
for like all these different like superhero movies. I mean, it used to happen with Batman all the time. Like, canonically, I believe that we're supposed to understand that, like, I mean, this is like, those are examples of like the actor changing, but the world staying the same. Whereas this one, it's kind of like the opposite, but the same idea of like, we're supposed to believe that some things can change and that's okay.
And this is like a way cooler change than those other ones. Because in the other ones, it's jarring because you're like, wait, I'm in the same place, this same supporting actor, but Batman is like George Clooney now or whatever. It's like, what's going on here? In this one, you're like, oh man, it's good old Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. And he's now in this world. That's sick.
Now he's in Eastern Europe.
now he's in Eastern Europe.
I think it works, but it is like, they don't explain. They're like he's running away from
himself.
He's hiding
secluding himself because he can't control the rider. He can't contain the rider. Here's the thing, Casey, you're not understanding. This ties into the plot of the first movie because the end of that movie, the big thing is, I forsake the devil for Jesus Christ. No, I forsake the devil because now I'm going to use the devil's power to fight evil. This implies that he couldn't do that and that he was probably straight up murdering people, maybe who didn't deserve it. Maybe. And that's also implied because the mother was a former criminal and he has to warn her to stay away from the rider because the rider he can't contain. So if you think about it, there's a lot more through line here than maybe you think.
It's possible. I do think that it's I think I like the idea of them being separate.
I think they're separate but equal. That's all I'm saying.
Cut the camera.
No, seriously though. Like I think that it matters, but also it does, like you can view it any way and it works, I think.
That's fair. I think how was it? With the differences though, I do like the idea that like it's a little fluid. And I'm glad they aren't like completely clear about like this is a sequel or this is a remake. I think that is, I don't know, it kind of similarly makes me like in like the Suicide Squad, James Gunn, similar kind of energy, where it feels like, you don't have to take everything like so seriously. Again, it was like before this idea of like, it feels much more similar to the fucking comic books where it's like things don't need to be like, this is canon. Or
nothing
like,
is canon until it has to be, or it has to be disproven as such.
Yeah.
And it's the most respectful way, I think. Like, they're not like shitting on the other filmmakers and their story by being like, actually, no, he never had a girlfriend. It's in the air. Maybe that did happen. Maybe it didn't, So, and it leaves it open if their movie sucked and they reverted back in the third one, or they ever brought those characters back. So I think it's cool.
So moving forward.
Yeah, so this computer graphic cutscene shows us a story and sets up he's in hiding in Romania to contain the Ghost Rider. But Idris Elba shows up, says, "Hey, this kid is being hunted by the fucking devil, which you know all about, playing at his heartstrings, and you help us do this. Not only will you be doing the right thing, but we monks, I guess, we Romanian monks 3 have a way to restore your soul and the Ghost Rider on your own terms, So he reluctantly agrees, and at the same time, that Danny and his mom are captured by this kind of henchman for hire mercenary who was her former boyfriend, Ghost Rider appears and saves her. And also like
awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So this is where we start to see the difference in the action and in the portrayal of the Rider between the first and the second movie. The Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage is unhinged. They let him do whatever he wants. He does like a little bit of a Michael Jackson routine at one point. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He like shows up and they're all staring at him and they're like, "Hey, freak show, what are you doing here?" And he
It's exactly what these Eastern European thugs.
That's my default like thug mercenary voice, you know.
Yeah.
But they're like,
the fucking bat.
"Hey, freak show, no, that's not. How do you do like a European? Can you?
No.
Hey, freak show, yeah, more like that, right? Like,
there you go.
But anyway, and his response.
King of the Castle.
What?
Remember him? Sacha Baron
Cohen. But his response to the henchmen appearing in front of them is not to immediately kill them, is not to say anything. It's to stay silent, aura farming and looking at all of them while the tar bubbles on his leather jacket. And then he pulls out his chain and you're like, "Oh shit." Yeah, and they're like, "Oh shit, what's he gonna do with the chain?" And then he does this, I think is actually a 1-to-1 Michael Jackson move that Michael Jackson did in like his Super Bowl performance or some shit, where he goes like, like pulls out the chain.
He hits the Wakanda forever.
I missed that.
He hits.
Yeah, okay.
And then like whips the chain out.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of theatrics because it's Nicolas Cage. You can watch the behind the scenes. It's all him in a mocap suit and in makeup that he did not need to put on, that he put on himself to feel more intimidating. In fact, this is a good time to bring up a quote I found from him about his process specifically for Spirit of Vengeance. All right, he said, quote, "I would," referring to his costume and the mocap suit, "I would sew in ancient thousands of years old Egyptian relics and gather bits of tourmaline and onyx and would stuff them in my pockets to gather these energies together and shock my imagination into believing that I was augmented in some way by them or in contact with ancient ghosts. I would walk onto set looking like this, loaded with all these magical trinkets, and I wouldn't say a word to my co-stars or crew or directors. I saw the fear in their eyes, and it was like oxygen to a forest fire. I believed I was the Ghost Rider." End quote.
Dude, this is why we're doing this podcast. All right, this is why he's fucking go. Nobody else is doing it like this. Ancient ruins. He's collecting ancient ruins.
He drops that like it's something you can just buy at a store. I just sew in these quote ancient thousands of year old Egyptian relics.
Here's the thing. It worked. How it worked, bro.
Yeah. It did work.
Crazy. He then proceeds to get hit with a fucking rocket launcher.
It's a grenade launcher or something, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a specific
later. That's
name
later.
for it.
That's later.
Okay.
This one is just a single grenade launcher. Fucks them up, and they kidnap the kid, but not the mother. He wakes up in the hospital, starts flirting with the
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's crazy. And then starts. Yeah. He opens like a medicine cabinet, starts pounding prescription pills.
Yeah.
Well, he's like drenched in sweat.
Yeah, Marvel Knights. This is Marvel Knights.
This is Marvel Knights.
So the first
it's not rated R.
Not Marvel. But this movie is not rated R. But Punisher, this and Punisher Warzone, which was rated R.
I don't know.
Which I would really love to watch. I have not seen.
I want to watch it.
just for fun. We might talk about it in the future, but I don't do an episode on it. But I heard about it. I heard about a couple of scenes from it, and I'm like, do we have to? Yeah. So this and that movie were like these Marvel Knights, more adult movies, and you can really feel it in this one. Like, we're talking about all these like differences, but one of the things you really notice is that it's like this movie feels like it is, I would say, objectively, the first one is like, it's cool, it's a little bit more like edgy and, like you're saying, like metal, you know.
Well, this is way more
because of
metal.
the character. But this movie is like, this is for like, I mean, it's for like teenagers, but like
it's Nickelback versus Nirvana, if you will. You know,
yeah,
it's. I love, you know, there's a few Nickelback, you know, someday, right? Were you there when I showed you the TV spot for Batman Begins? Everyone look that up. That shit's crazy.
Go watch.
It's incredible.
We can do like a promo for this episode with for cooking.
Wait, but it's us in the promo.
Yeah, I guess
that's pretty lame. I
don't know.
I mean, I'll do it.
Just Ghost Rider clips from Ghost Rider.
Intercut with us, or is it just Ghost Rider edit?
We're also in there just because we're just hanging out.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So
watch out. You know, like.
Yeah.
No. He has the chain. You know. That's gonna be great. I'm excited for that.
We're doing a lot of clips there.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of work, but look it up, guys. Look it up. Look up Batman Begins. Someday TV spot. It might be my favorite TV spot of all time. And people have made some other ones of like the Batman and whatever. It's quick, 20 seconds, just insane clips with that. Anyway, my point is, I love Nickelback for that song and for Photograph and for How You Remind Me, right? And I'll listen to those and I'll be like, fuck the haters. This is sick to me in this moment, whenever I hear those songs. That's how I feel about the first Ghost Rider movie. But when I see the second Ghost Rider movie and every scene with Nicolas Cage on screen, that's when I'm like, oh, this is something in the way. This smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I get it. Is it's special. This this whole first fight scene, really great.
So long. Like it's so much of it is just him, his movements. He doesn't have eyes. He doesn't have a face to emote.
No, I don't think he talks at all during this first scene.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, and I mean he's just killing all. Great. They I think it's good to mention, we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording, but the guys that did this movie, they one French guy and some other fuck.
Yeah.
They direct movies together. They're even like in the credits. I remember, cuts to directed by. It's literally just like their two last names, like slash in between. That's how they're credited. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of cool. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
I would not say, Coen Brothers, Safdies, and then you got the classics, and then you got these two.
And then you have the last names at least are Neville, Dean, and Taylor.
Yeah. And the only other like they've both only done, because we didn't even talk about this, but the first movie was by like a pretty established director. He had already done the Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He directed that as well. So they were kind of really taking a shot here. And the only other movies, I think, at least at this point, that they had done were Crank, the Crank series,
Right.
which I was explaining to Nabeel, literally my only point of reference. Another movie, this is clearly really inspiring us to just expand our film and cinema horizons, but was a like Twitter. This is how I receive all of my media at this point. But one of those like fucking AI run Twitter slop accounts that's like posting just clips of a movie with like an exact description of what is happening in the scene, but like made stupid for some reason. So it's like a scene from Crank where it's like they don't tell you what the movie is about. They just say, this guy needs sex to live. And it's him like getting road head.
Well, you
while
should
like
you should explain the plot of Crank is he has like a bomb.
I don't know what it
a bomb
is.
in his body or on his heart or something, and it will if a certain amount of adrenaline is not flowing in his body, he will blow up and he will die. So he has to constantly have his heart rate above a certain number, which is why he's always like taking energy drinks and getting his dick sucked and
firing guns and yeah. So that energy is felt here, though. It is felt in this movie. They do a lot with the camera work. Very all of the shots are very close. It actually is like the Safdies. I said that while we were watching the movie, but all of the shots are so fucking close up. It's barely, it's basically just like Nick Cage's head in the frame.
Yeah.
And even just during like normal conversations between people, like building tension through that. There's a lot of shaky cam, and a lot of like digital zooms. Everything's very smooth. The colors are very. I think it's a movie that kind of achieves that like car commercial look in a way. That sounds really negative, but like it, for whatever reason, with everything else they're doing with the camera, visually that like work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I agree. It works. It's the only movie possibly ever where it works.
Yeah,
because in every other movie you see it and you're like, this looks like a car commercial.
Yeah,
but in this movie it's like you want to see the commercial. You want to see the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they shoot him with a grenade launcher. He gets up. The kid's gone. It's revealed that the devil wants this kid because he wants to transfer his he'll switch bodies with him. He wants to become a kid because he has to, because he's the devil, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. He has a soul, but he doesn't have a soul.
It's also his kid. It's also his kid.
It is also
which
his,
I think is the point.
It's his child.
Yeah, that's his kid.
Because his poor mom fucked the devil.
That's what they say in the movie. So by the way, this mercenary for hire, his name is Kerrigan, if I haven't said. So Nick Cage and the mom,
Darian?
Yeah, in the promo, we put his name as Darian.
There you go. Remember the promo?
I was gonna say that's the next. That's the next scene. That's the next scene. Is they interrogate.
Remember the promo?
Remember they interrogate one of his contacts in a nightclub, in a Romanian nightclub. And it's one of the most incredible scenes that we, of course, parodied in the intro, where Nicolas Cage is trying his hardest to contain the writer while interrogating this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just great stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Face
this
Off.
is where,
yeah.
I mean, it's Face Off. It's everything you want to see in a Nick Cage movie. It's, quite frankly, I mean, we have our, a monolith here on Filmatic podcast. We have different perspectives, different takes. This is maybe my favorite style of.
Mm-hmm.
I like when he's acting like the Joker.
But I think the distinction that we have as high intelligent media consumers as compared to others is that this perception, right? This all started with Dream Scenario, if you remember, when Nicolas Cage said, one of the reasons I wanted to do this movie is because, and I related to that character, not to get too much into that, but into the character someone misunderstood by the public, is that people misunderstood me because of that viral YouTube video, which was Nick Cage loses his shit, where that person stitched together all these scenes of Nicolas Cage being quote unquote crazy without any of the context of the movie or the performance. But I think that's the difference with us, that we actually understand he's not just being crazy for the sake of crazy. He's understanding the character.
Yeah. Like, that's how it would actually be. Because also, like, what we're in this scene specifically, it's actually works so well because he's doing the whole thing. And again, it works really well. It's like the CGI during this part is not like great, but the idea is there, and I'm able to like suspend disbelief. That's cool. That it's literally like you see his like eyes like bulging, and it's like again, we haven't talked about how the skull looks in this movie, but his skull is like black, and it's as if it's like burned and charred, which it obviously fucking goes. Sorry, you stop. You get out of here.
It goes with the theme of him like containing it, pushing it down.
Oh yeah, exactly, and it's just like kind of like festering, and so in this scene where he's like suppressing that, and you see like it's like the black skull like bursting out of his eyes and like bulging out of his like head. It's like that's like I was saying with the first movie, that scene of him first turning into the rider. It's like it's got that similar kind of energy.
But you can tell now that was neutered, and this is what he probably really wanted to do.
Yeah, he excels at it here, and it's, as you said, it seems like the filmmakers are kind of letting loose.
Yeah. So he interrogates that guy and goes off to find Kerrigan, and then we get to one of the most batshit insane set pieces. Kerrigan has met with a bunch of mercenaries and guys to buy guns and weapons to fight the Ghost Rider. And
so awesome.
For some reason it's at some sort of quarry or like mining site, construction site, right? Doesn't really matter. All you need to know is there's a gigantic, insanely big drill. But it's like huge. It's like, I don't know how to describe the scale, but it's
like the size, I mean, larger of like a city paint,
like a big ship or something.
The drill, it's something you would have as like it gives like the same energy as like a play set that you would have as a child. Like a giant, comedically large.
I just looked it up, and like one that is like similar to this in real life would be like 13,000 tons. So there you go. So one of those is there, just so you know. So they're there. They're like, oh man, homing missile, heat-seeking missile, like insane, guns. Like this is gonna be great, perfect, right? Oh look who showed up! Ghost Rider comes riding on the hill. So they shoot him. They try to shoot him with one of the missiles, and I think the first time he just tanks it.
Well, I think it blows up his bike, and then it kind of reveals him just standing there.
They're like, "Oh, you got him," but it only blew up the bike, and he's just standing there menacingly.
Yeah.
Then they're like, "All right,"
he's horrifying.
Yeah, he's horrifying so hard. They're like, "I'll go for it again," right? Then they shoot one of the heat-seeking missiles at him, and it hits him, and he's like holding on to it in air. He's going up in air with the missile, and he of course survives. And then he lands on this gigantic 14,000-ton mining machine, and one of his powers, to be honest, I don't know if this applies to I'm sure it applies in some comic or cartoon or something, but not seen in any movie before, like the previous movie. Apparently he can just turn vehicles into Ghost Rider vehicles. So
yeah, they drop one line like a couple scenes before this scene that they're like, yeah, I forget who says it. I would assume it's him, but it says something along the lines of like, you can turn any vehicle. But they drop it in a way where it's like, okay, so yeah, there's one single line where they mention like they're like, yeah, this is canon, just so they can set
makes sense.
Up.
I guess in the first movie you see him purposely turn his own bike into that.
And the horse.
Yeah, so it works.
But yeah.
So he turns this 14,000-ton thing into a giant flaming death machine that is like spitting fire. And
it's so cool.
Lobbing gobs of fire, and it's just crazy. And he like kills everybody. I should mention before he got taken by the second rocket, a soldier or whoever, mercenary, unloads an entire clip from an assault rifle into his head, specifically the mouth of the skull, right? He spits it back out as molten lava.
And just straight into the guy's
head. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's probably my favorite shot of the whole movie.
It might be. So
it just feels like they I mean, we've said it, but they went into this movie and were like, what would look cool? And it makes me think like, I don't know. We'll get more into like the narrative and how it fails maybe, but it's almost not even worth talking about it because like, who gives a shit? Who cares?
Right. We're just talking about right now. The mom and the son are like pretty terrible actors, and like the structure of the story is like passing at best. But who cares? Like you said, like that's it. Like
because they were like, we want to, film many. I'm might be the first person to say that it's a visual art form. Many people are not saying that. Film is a visual art form, and these guys, this French guy was like, what if we made things look cool on this crazy
too many people
concept?
Comes up every time you even talk about movies, but too many people are stuck in the cinema sins mind of thinking when it comes to movies. Possibly the biggest detriment to movie literacy rather, for a generation. It's sad, really. You saw it with our own friends during this movie. People talking about that's not how you hold a sniper rifle. First of all, how do you know? Second, this doesn't make sense. That was a bad line. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's sick. It's just sick. So he kills everyone with the mining machine. And then Kerrigan gets revived by the devil, and he becomes a fucking monster. That zombie, everything he touches decays.
His name is literally
is it Decay? I missed that.
Okay, yeah.
No, actually, the comic name is Blackout. I see here. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They do not.
They don't say that. They don't say that.
Okay.
But they do this cool thing where whenever he's in his like decay mode, decaying someone or something, all the background goes black and it becomes like a fisheye. And there's like a weird color scans. You know, it's a really cool visual effect. I really enjoyed that. Awesome. And again, you know, someone was like, where'd the background go? Shut the fuck up. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Where'd the background go?
What are we doing here? So they go to the monastery to try to keep the boy safe. You know, Idris Elba's like, oh, he'll be safe there. And they're like, oh, well, you delivered the boy to us? Well, guess what? We'll save you. We'll take away your Ghost Rider powers. And you get hit with some lore about how the origin of Ghost Rider is an angel who was the spirit of justice, who got sent to hell, was tortured and driven insane. And he's the spirit that has to be excised to remove the Ghost Rider powers. So he says, you have to tell me a secret. You know, that's the way to get this to work. And he says, and again, in my opinion, adds layers to the first movie, but he says that his deal with the devil was selfish. You know, that his father didn't want to be saved. He wanted his father to not die, you know? So, and with that secret, he becomes fully human again shortly. And also it's revealed that the monks are actually going to kill the kid to prevent the Antichrist or whatever. But they stop that from happening. Decay shows up or whatever.
The concept, I like it. I wasn't familiar with the character from the comics. It's the same in the comic. Like his powers work the same way, but I think it's cool. Like I think it takes you into that.
Yeah.
Like idea of like everything touches, but I think even like the little bits of comedy they're doing with it, where like he was trying to like eat food and it would get like moldy. Just kind of like fall apart before he could eat it was when just like turning all these people statues. That was dope.
Yeah, I agree. A lot more works in this than, you know, I think people give it credit for. You know, especially if you compare it to some of the duds like Book of Secrets and whatever, where it's like nothing fires on any level. It's like the action fires on all levels here. The comedy overall is great. I mean, it's not just the action. So, okay. So, Decay, I like that we're just calling him Decay. Decay has the kid, and he takes him to a ritual. This is kind of, is this semi-political kind of? Little Epstein bit, maybe? Because the devil...
I'm glad you said it, not be. I mean, but I don't know. There's a lot of... I think it's interesting how much of this... the devil being like... He's almost not painted as like a religious character entirely. Like, there's not many references. I mean, in this one, there definitely is with the priest. In the first one, the devil is not like a religious figure.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
the
first one's mythical, right? In the first one, it's like, I am the devil with the capital D, and I have demons, and I fight, these demons who disobey me. This one is like more gritty. This is like, I want to be on Earth, so I need a human vessel, type shit. Mm-hmm. And this old man vessel is like dying, so I need to have a kid vessel.
Yeah, exactly. Which, he drinks what is it? It's called adrenochrome. He does adrenochrome. And that's what gives him
the YouTube. As soon as you said that, the YouTube channel just got flagged and for demonetization. But yeah, so the reason we bring this up is he has a little ceremony, ritual where he's going to transfer bodies, and they're like, he's bringing in all the most influential Satanists from over the world, and they don't show it, but it's heavily implied that like the president, I think, is there, and like popes and like.
Oh yeah, it's like supposed to be like the elite cabal,
right?
Like, yeah,
which makes the part that's coming soon even more awesome, because Ghost Rider shows up to stop it, but
he's not Ghost Rider.
Right. It's just Nicolas Cage, right? So he's like, he actually has a cool.
He's not Johnny Blaze.
Well, he has a cool little bit where they're about to go try to save the day, and he's like, they're like, well, wait, you got what you wanted. You don't have, like, A, you're no help to us, and B, don't you want to go live your normal life now that you've been begging for? And he's like, well, no, like, if I save a lifeless soul today, then that'll make everything, worth it. I'm misquoting, but he has a cool little like speech, he's like, I'm going to do this. So they show up. Idris Elba gets killed by decay. Which sucks, thought he was a fun character. And the kid who's like mid transfer with the devil uses his demonic power to restore Ghost Rider's powers. He like vomits souls into him. Yeah.
They like trick the devil into letting it happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so immediately he becomes a Ghost Rider, whips out his chain and disintegrates every single member of the elite international Illuminati instantly, which is sick.
Awesome.
And then he has an insane chase, right? And this is also where we see that the Ghost Rider has been elevated his powers because he's in daylight, right? It's daytime.
Yes.
And he's chasing,
which is also really cool, and to see him in the daylight.
Yeah,
and the CG again looks the way like it looks so good.
It's kind of unreal how good it all looks compared to like the other things in the movie. Yeah. So he has this insane car chase where, as I said earlier, he jumps from car to car, turning them into Ghost Rider cars, and killing people. Just again, great action. You guys got to watch it. And he finally gets to the devil, and he flips his car. Devil pops out, right? And he's like, go back home. Chains him up in the air. It's such a sick shot. Yanks him down and sends him through the earth to hell. It's crazy.
Which raises, again,
don't read into it. Go ahead. Go ahead, say it. Where's hell, right?
Oh, no. It reminds me of, yes, but, because it is like a more, the rest of the movie is more like religiously grounded, but then this part implies that it's like a myth, like, again, like a mythical, like he comes from the earth. So I'm like, I like that.
It's like both,
Yeah. It's also, it reminds me of, I heard this, I saw like a Grant Morrison quote recently.
Yeah, some good ones. Or they have some good ones. Yeah.
Well,
bad.
But they were talking about like just that like people, you know, like kids are able to understand like
Batmobile tires.
Yes, it's
yeah,
that.
Like
it's
no
that
one,
quote.
like kids don't ask who pumps the Batmobile's tires and like all these questions, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile,
so
our friends are asking these questions. Come on.
How the sniper rifle?
How is she carrying the sniper rifle? It's very heavy. She wouldn't have it on her shoulder like that.
But yeah, this chase scene is great. Everything about it looks fucking awesome. It's shot in a really cool way. What is that? What happens with Decay?
Decay gets killed. Yeah.
I forget how.
I don't remember. Wait, could that be the penance stare? Perhaps. Maybe it's the penance stare that we see for the first time in the movie.
Yeah.
But they do it differently, I think, in this one. Oh yeah, I think he turns it back onto him, and then he decays in the wind of the car. But yeah, so then we end with the devil finally defeated. The spirit regains its sanity. And finally, Nicolas Cage has also embraced the spirit. And so they unify and become the spirit of justice instead of vengeance. And becomes, he's blue now. I blew myself, you know? And he like saves the kid's life with his new powers, and then he rides away all blue. Sick.
Blue. He is blue for an amazing reason.
There you go. That's Spirit of Vengeance.
Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. I also want to say that the title, and I haven't read it, but I do know that and I would be interested to see to what extent that the most famous Ghost Rider comic is called Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. So I would assume that this story, seemingly unlike the first one, is like directly based on a specific comic. I don't know too much about that. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I've not heard of that. I can't confirm or deny that.
Am I making it up?
You might be making it up from my preliminary search.
I might be making it up, bro. What? Now I'm gonna the part of the podcast where you're about.
Because there is a Spirit of Vengeance. There's a character called Spirit of Vengeance who's in Ghost Rider from the alternate future and is in Guardians of the Galaxy comics in 1990. But I don't see that necessarily. But who knows? You could be right.
I lied, bro. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. So we'll cut that. We
won't cut that.
Anyway, I lied. Whatever. To some extent, I read something that said this movie was based on. They were drawing from a certain specific comic that I would recommend. I want to take a look into. Maybe it wasn't called Spirit of Vengeance, but whatever this one had some kind of basis in, I would like to read that because I haven't read a Ghost Rider.
Yeah, no, it's inspiring me too. I think I'm going to start reading some as well. I was thinking about that. Fun fact: one of the production companies on specifically Spirit of Vengeance, was Image Nation Abu Dhabi.
There are like
it's just interesting. Spiritually Saudi. I don't know.
There are like 8 different production companies on this fucking movie, and I just think that's interesting. I haven't watched a movie in a bit where you just have to sit and wait for like, all right, there's another. But good for them, because this movie rocks. Is it a perfect movie? Is it a great movie? It's getting there. Probably not, though.
No.
It's a good movie that is a lot of fun, and it's just a good time. It's got stupid moments that are fun to kind of laugh at.
This is one you throw on with some friends, and you just have a fun 95 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
it's short and sweet.
There you go. So, and after this, Nicolas Cage was asked, will you do Ghost Rider? Again, they wanted to do a sequel to this. And he said he was done with Ghost Rider.
Is it because did this movie do well?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I would assume
it had a $57 million budget and grossed $51 million domestically, which isn't bad, I guess, but critically got like really, really panned.
Yeah, well,
I think it was the wrong time. Like 2011, superhero movies are like kicking into their peak.
Yeah, I do think it's really crazy that this came out the year before Avengers.
Right, because it feels like 2008, type shit. I think if it would have had more of a cult following if it had come out pre 2010.
Yeah. But I do, and I mean, we can talk about that a little bit, but the response to it is very, very strange. I do think, like, looking at the Letterboxd reviews, there are definitely some people who are like recognize the sauce this has, but this is one of his lowest rated movies of every single of all of his movies. We've talked about some of the worst.
We've talked about Book of Secrets. We've talked about Sorcerer's Apprentice. We've talked about National Treasure.
I think we didn't actually talk about the one that we watched. Did we ever film that?
No, we never filmed the Humanity Bureau, which means we have to rewatch it and
We need to rewatch and talk about it, dude. And I know we've talked about it a little bit, but you Filmatic listeners out there, what's up,
bro?
You are not ready for Humanity. Cool. The bro list is crazy. You're not ready for the Humanity Bureau, and the fact that people could put this on the same level
are so stupid
is criminal. That movie is literally like Chinese fucking like propaganda slop. I don't even know what. It's crazy.
That Humanity Bureau is. I'll just say it. It's spiritually Israeli. It's
Let the revolution begin,
dude. Wait. Hold on. Oh, okay. Thank God I had this sorted wrong. I thought that someone had rated Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent less than Spirit of Vengeance. Thank God. Okay, that's even worse. How is this lower than Humanity Bureau? Actually, it's crazy. How is this?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's Humanity Bureau is 1.9.
Who's giving this who's giving Humanity Bureau anything more than half a star? Who was?
I gave it 1.
Who's giving it anything more than that?
Because I do think Humanity Bureau is like enjoyably.
Is not.
I think that's no. It's a funny bad. It's not a half. A half star. A half star is Red One. All right, King Red.
War of the World.
Red One. War of the Worlds. Again, I only got 20 minutes.
You only got 20 minutes. Oh yeah, true. Damn, we got to get you on that. Did you know? I was going to ask you if you want to cover this for the podcast. I was informed by a friend. There's a Nicolas Cage Rapture movie. Did you hear about this?
Is this the one where he plays Jesus?
No, it's from 2014.
That's coming out next month.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that. That's gonna be on Age of Cage.
There's several movies this year.
He doesn't stop. And don't forget, we're gonna cover Spider-Man Noir as well when it comes out. Age of Cage never ends.
First
not until his heart stops beating. So Left Behind. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's 2014. Oh. It's his lowest rated film at 1.4 stars. And it is a movie that begins as if it's a thriller where he's an airplane pilot. And a bunch of people in the seats disappear, go back to Earth, like land the plane. Oh my God, every baby is gone. Half of the population is gone. This is a crazy thriller, right? And you watch the trailer. This is the first half of the trailer, and you're like, whoa, this is like semi-interesting, right? How bad can this be? Hard right turn. It's about the rapture. That's the reason everyone's gone. And it just becomes a full-on like Christian movie.
He's notably, that's not his bag. I don't know.
I think he just got a big check. Big check. That has to be it. I mean,
all those runes he was buying.
Yeah. So I think that would be interesting because then the rapture is relevant nowadays, right? Everyone thinks it's happening or going to happen or whatever.
Yeah.
We could watch it. Great. There's just so many. There's like, even if you look at our very full schedule, we barely have scratched half. I feel, no, maybe half. Maybe we've scratched half.
Let's see. Hold on.
It's crazy.
Pull this up. All right. Are we winding down?
We're winding down. Should we finish with a rating?
Yeah. Let's give our rating and then we can talk future.
Yeah.
My rating is. Let me double check. I think I know how I'm feeling, but I want to see what I put. Just sure. 3 stars.
3 stars. That's what I put.
It's a good movie.
I wish I could give it higher, but it doesn't lean quite enough into what makes it so good, and it's short.
Mm-hmm. I think what would make this movie better for me is just more aura moments, more hype moments, and aura farming, and probably more like based political opinions, like more deep state pedophiles being killed. Like there were a lot, which was good, and like definitely bumped it up a couple stars. But like, I feel like we had like a Bill Clinton cameo in there. We'd be approaching 4-star territory.
Yeah. No, I agree. We did it.
Yeah.
2 hours for 2 movies. Hey, we've done worse.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Coming up next, who knows?
We would let us know. The schedules on the Instagram. Just check it out.
And lastly, if you've made it this far and you want to win Do you guys remember like 2 years ago? The Ghost Rider poster?
We have the Ghost Rider poster, the Japanese poster that you can put up in your room. It's going to be custom signed, the personalized message, and yeah.
What should they comment to in that?
Man, what should the person who listened to 2 hours of this, who surely exists, comment?
You'll believe.
You'll believe a man can catch on. Wait, what is it? A man can.
We don't even remember.
You'll believe a man can catch on fire. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Comment that. You'll be instantly entered into our giveaway. Anything else?
No.
Do you have any preference for what we do next? We have Action Part 2. We have Thriller. We have Directed By. We have Willy's Wonderland. Hey, Halloween. Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland is not a bad idea.
It's a quick watch. It's a one movie. We could bust it out.
Or bust it
Can we do it in 5 days before Halloween? That's the question.
Let's see. Vampires would also be a good Halloween.
That's 3 movies though.
That's true. The Croods duology.
Yeah.
Horror. Let's see.
Oh, we actually have a horror section. True.
We need to redo that fucking the horror episode. I think
we have to redo sci-fi.
We have to redo sci-fi, which fucking sucks. I mean, I'm down to rewatch the movie.
We could probably skip. Yeah, you're right. We'll
Outer Spaces. We'll get to it. But yeah, I mean, we'll loop around. I do really want to do those horror movies, probably.
I'm sure people can expect. Yeah, Willy's.
We could maybe for Halloween. Who knows?
I think we could if we put our heads to it. Yeah,
we have 1 week. Can do it.
Yeah. So people can expect probably that, but definitely at least one Age of Cage episode, and then The Carpenter's Son, probably, right? Because that comes out next month. You said. So.
Yes.
That's what's coming up.
Add that on.
Yeah.
Add that on to horror. And yeah, y'all have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe and stay tuned to Filmatic Podcast. I don't know what else to say.
Cut the theme song.
The Age of Cage.